Alright guys, and Mama Bear is back, and I was actually wanting to see what other missions I can complete. We can get a knife for Clay, or we can find out who's spying on Thelma. And like literally, those are our last two, and then we're done for now until we meet more people. So 171 or, and that's into Whitechapel. Wait, no it's not. It's at the docks. I don't even know what I'm thinking anymore. Or, ooh, that's really close. I'm gonna start this process. If I remember right, I had to go back here. So, we're gonna give this a try. And see if I'm correct. Yeah, that's the prom. Alright.
We have to stop it!
Alright, there we are. We are all caught up there. Okay. So I'm trying to remember, because I feel like there's more to it than that. Let's see. Yep, there is. I'm gonna have to go a little further out. Actually, I think it's gonna start taking me to Whitechapel, which is where I need to go. So you know what? I'm going to stop there. I go after Clay's thing because Clay's is just really quick grabbing the knife. And then I can do the rest of Thelma's on the way out to the Nurse Crane storyline, the main mission. So we're gonna do that. Here we go. Let's see which way is the better way to go. You know what? I will take this route. It's more simple. To me, anyway. I'll have a very straight shot to where I want to go. Hopefully I'll run into something interesting. But up there, there's like a whole bunch of prawn. I don't want to run into that right now. So I'm not going to. Oh, 11. I'm running into some heavy duty. Those are everywhere.
This must be Clay Cox's knife. A fine blade. No wonder he wants it back.
Okay. Yep, I'm trying to do what I can before I level myself up, guys. That's all it is.
Hey, Doc.
I have found a gift from your wife.
In that case, you'll be properly rewarded, Doc. Clay Cox is a man of his word.
I hope that won't make me an accomplice to your future crimes.
Who knows what I might do now I feel invincible again.
Goodness. Sometimes they never learn.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
Okay. So there we go. We finished that. What in the world is this? Like, No, I did not put any markers out. Stop it. Okay. Okay. So we're going to track this. See, we still don't even have him out here. You know what? I am going to treat your fatigue, though. Where'd you go? Come here.
Hey, Doc.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox. I hope you're starting to take better care of yourself.
This place is full of sickness and decay. How could I get better in such a dump?
Consider yourself lucky that I'm treating all of my patients equally. But don't push your luck.
Don't play the innocent with me. I'm sure you have good reasons to act this way. And also weaknesses that can be exploited.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
When I get back, I'll have a word with Tom. He's really pissed me off.
I really want to, like, just mesmerize you and take you and drain you of your blood, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I'm gonna refrain myself. Oh, lovely, teen. Oh, please don't see me. You know, I just got a really stupid idea. Come on. Don't come after me. Come out here, you're gonna help me. See, now he's helping me. Oh, golly, no. 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 Oh, man. Okay, bad idea. Well, the skull was helping me, but then I got sidetracked with what the skull was doing. Okay, so we're gonna try this again. Wonder if it's gonna have me at the gate, like right on the verge, but on the Pembroke side. I'll just have to turn around and walk back over. I just got too distracted with my plan. It was a great plan, just poorly executed because of my distraction level. Darn. Okay, so where did it put me? Yep, right here. I'm just gonna take care of your call. Oh, I could not move. Dang it. I think 18 is the highest level I've gone up against as my level 5 self. Almost. Almost. I know I can do it. That right there just proved I could do it. I need anti-sweat grips on my controller. Hopefully that didn't make any of you dizzy. Okay. Cool. Super cool. I got that before I even met him. That's awesome. I forgot about that being there. Now you're going after the wrong person. So much better. Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah, ouch. I don't know what's in here, I can't remember. I'm trying to contemplate in my head what it is, but I cannot remember. Oh, yeah.
I have this thirst for blood.
Oh, yeah, I've got to save him. Oh, yeah, I've got to go up here to do it. Because I have to fall through the ceiling.
Get away from me!
Alright. Oh, dang it. Oh, what was I thinking? Crap, now I'm gonna have to go all the way back through there. You know what I'd love if they put me in the bottom downstairs of the investment property. Because otherwise I'm gonna have to kill those prawns again. I really hope I'm downstairs. Yes. Oh, I'm so happy. So whenever they pop you in, if you notice, they don't give you the blood that you actually had before. So that kind of sucks, but... Get off, please. Dang you.
Disgusting hands! Help! Some damn strangers are attacking me!
Okay, there we go. Got everything from in here. Now I can quote unquote
happened?
save him.
Who are you?
It's all right, sir. You're safe now.
A fellow Englishman. Thank you, sir. For a moment I thought those bloody heathens had killed me.
What are you doing here? This place is not safe.
Yeah, it's a cesspool, but it's mine. I came to collect some overdue rent. But those who still live here have gone completely bonkers.
You're very lucky to be alive.
Yeah, filthy immigrants. Fucking savages, every one of them. And now with this bloody fever, they're just animals.
You can find safety of sorts in Whitechapel. If you're quick and cautious, you'll be able to avoid the savages.
And he just so kind. There we go. Now I can officially start going through there instead of having to drop through the ceiling. Alright, let's go. And I'm gonna have to re-kill those prawns. And I'm gonna have to go kill the other ones. Not good, not good. Usually they respawn the prawn.
This one's the top! He's dead!
Oh, goodness gracious. No bueno. I don't like the fire. There we go. I was like, I'm not dying. Not from this. Not when I've already beat you guys and it looks so beautiful. Not doing it. I ain't doing it. Oh, I forgot to get in the trash can there. Guess I'll double check up here. Go ahead and do that, because I'm gonna... Before I go in here, anyway. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I will have to deal with that later. But I still need to do this. Oh, I've got plans for you. You're gonna help me build everything up. Haha. Okay, nothing over there that I need. Nothing over here. Let's see here. Ooh, I definitely want those though. I want my shillings. Shillings, please. Not doing that yet. I'm gonna go. Okay. Okay, gotta deal with that one. Oh, stuck on the corner.
Die, vermin!
Alright, there we go. There is that. That. Yes. Ooh, new collectibles. There we go. That way you guys can choose to do that if you want. Read. Okay. Alright, so that's it on hers. Now, I literally got to go ahead and do my main quest. So now I'm going to follow my wife. Okay, the skull's not back over there. Interesting. I figured he might be back too.
It's elite! Kill it!
Now that green stuff is no joke. I'm hoping I don't get too much of it. Okay. Okay, there we go. I'll go in there in just a second. So I want to finish clearing out up here first. And I'll also need to go up there because that's another safe house. Actually, I feel like I should go to the safe house first, huh? Okay, see, and then there's a drop down over there. And one right here, of course, which I came from. But I want to go in there. Okay, it was just some shillings in here. And right up over this bridge and through the next gate. Ooh.
He's mine! Mine! We have to stop it! A leech! A leech!
Yep, I'm a leech. I'm a leech.
Fucking fast!
That didn't feel good.
I'll send you back in a fucking grave!
Oh. There we go. Sorry, guys. He's a bigger guy. No, I'm not meaning he's a bigger guy like he's one of the taller ones. He's actually a lot tougher than the basic ones of those. He's actually got a name. Okay, there we go. Okay. Some shillings.
It's locked, all right. I cannot enter.
Oh, jeez. Was it because I have to go through this side? Yeah. See, all the more reason you go through every gate so you can go through whichever one you want. 'Cause that one leads to Whitechapel too.
This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Fuck you all! Fuck it all! Stop it now, Albert. Stop it! Worse than a weak old lavvy.
I've already got a hint on
Bastard
him.
hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything. It ain't me.
Medication and drugs are a rare commodity in East London. So you picked an easy target, didn't you?
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
I wasn't quite sure how that was going to end up.
I found the recruiter you were expecting. He's dead, but he carried a note. The Wet Boot Boys have accepted your application.
I knew it! I told you I was tough enough. I'll be free soon.
Free? You may soon find out that you have simply traded one set of shackles for another.
You're all fancy words, none of which concern me. Go worry about someone else. I'm fine and I've a future here.
Okay.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? If you know anything about her, I'd appreciate it.
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
Goodbye, young man.
What?
Shooting a boy in the middle of a street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. No one can help me. Not even you.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live. This is where I live now.
You don't have anywhere to go? No family that would welcome you?
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was sick, you see. Long before the flu and all this shit.
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. Now I'm just Ben. Ben the Tramp.
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy just frayed me last nerve.
What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers, Private. From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar, a coward. Put me in a straitjacket, locked me up. Finally, they sent me back to the front lines with a handful of tablets.
It's a pity that doctors still practice such barbaric methods. It's a dishonor to our profession.
Now only the pills stop me thinking about this shit. To not hear the explosions. I'm even scared of the dark these days.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye for now.
I'll not die in some piss-stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lavvy.
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right? Now piss off.
Goodbye, young man.
Wet boots will be proud of me.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
Alright, we gotta get some hints on her.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
Okay.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Okay. Well, when I do need more of this. That one I think is the one that I can upgrade a few times. Let's see. Yeah, it is. I'm gonna wait on that one just because I don't know what I want to do.
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
Do I really have to go all the way to this one?
It's locked.
Okay, then why can I not observe him from right here? I have to find a new spot. Where is it? Somewhere over here. Oh my goodness, where am I supposed to go? That's why I was so confused.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Am I going the wrong way? Yes, I am. I'll get it, guys.
The Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your problems. As long as you have the money.
Okay, he's still alive.
It's locked, all right.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
I gotta get my...
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Cray?
Gotta get my...
She's a colleague of mine. Is supposed to live
hints
around
on
here.
that
Dorothy
one.
Cray. Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Welcome,
Let's
sir.
talk to you real
Please
quick.
take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
How is business around here?
Business? I had no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
What you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever, madness, something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak
You
anymore,
haven't
just
figured out that
screaming.
they're skulls and not people.
Have you heard of a nurse called Dorothy Crane?
Nurse Crane? So the bitch really is a nurse, then? Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
Yes, she's a nurse, and quite a good one. What did she do to gain such notoriety?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
Okay.
Right then. Show me what you have.
So as you can see, he's got quite a bit more than everybody else does. But still, I'm not selling anything either. Okay. And then also, we've got somebody in here.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way. Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
This is
So,
Benson.
May I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Let's see.
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough, like... Well, you know.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
You have a roof over your head, a place to call home. Many people here are not as lucky, you know.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. But I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed. It's the living I'm afraid of.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said I should go out more.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
I'm good.
It's locked, all right.
Okay, so I gotta wait. Okay. So, we're making really good headway. Let's make sure before I leave
may
here,
I
'cause
ask
it
you
takes
a few
forever to
questions?
get in this
I'm not
house.
bothered. What could be worse?
Would it ease tensions with your father if he got an honest job? Because he tried, you know.
I can't say. I'd be glad if he dropped his thuggish activities, but I'm not sure it would be enough.
Why is that?
Sometimes I suspect it's me, Dr. Reed. Or it's this life. It's like I can't find my place.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of you.
Alright. So, now we're going to use all the information we just found out.
What do you
and
want
get
this
to know
time?
you a little bit more.
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
Most people don't become thugs when unemployed. This is a choice you made.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Yep, now we're getting...
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you make him come here?
I've always put my son's interests above everything else, whatever he may think. Our house is small but affordable. The walls are thin, but the door is solid.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Do you have any regrets?
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my side. She died when Harry was little. My sweet Jane. She gave the boy confidence.
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could be arrested, are you not afraid of what would happen to your boy if you were?
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred, I'd hunt the bastard down and rip off his head with my bare hands.
Why do you keep on working for the gang, Joe? You know it doesn't suit you.
It's true, I hate this job. And I know I made some bad choices, but I'm a wet boot boy now. People won't forget it.
You could leave tomorrow. Start another life in another town.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. We are poor. My son's weak, and there's no way he'll endure another disappointment.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Alright, here we go.
Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose your focus, do you? Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I've known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. But these days, he's just another thug.
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
It's never easy to find a new path in life, especially after the loss of a loved one. But crime is certainly not the best option.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? But most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
And no one has ever stood up to this thug.
Nobody would be fool enough to stand against a wet boot boy.
What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile. Not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs to grow a pair.
What troubles him exactly?
But despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think. He never wanted to come to Whitechapel in the first place. Hates this place more than most of us.
Alright.
Right then. Show me
no,
what you
that's
have.
not what I meant to do. I meant to press goodbye. Alrighty. Oh, Clayton, you're right here.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Why are the
Let's do these questions real
silent
quick.
about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for the glorious British Empire.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
I'm convinced there is more at work here than a simple epidemic.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
Okay.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
Okay.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
Sometimes these questions can get long.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby. I care about everything involving public health and this epidemic.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain Nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
Yep, that's where I'm going next.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Goodbye, Mr.
I always
Darby.
double check.
Farewell.
So many questions.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. I cannot enter.
Oh, that drives me nuts. Actually, I think it's on this side. Nope. That's why I open all the gates. That's why I won't speak. She's mute.
You look so pale. The walls of your home will not protect you, for there is no protection against malevolence.
Oh, get off of me. Oh, get off. There we go. Always have to go the harder way. Okay.
An
angel made flesh, I tell you.
I'm gonna go and open this gate so I don't have a problem later. There. Perfect, right before I talk to him too.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Peaceful? That's quite an unusual way to speak about the epidemic. And very inappropriate, I must say.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Are you aware that your life could be in danger?
I think I missed something in
But
this
this is
one.
where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had
Sorry
to
about
come,
that, guys.
see it for myself, alone.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear doctor.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the added hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox. The stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much, and that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives, how she survives, whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
You don't really make a living from your scribblings, do you, Richard?
No, sir, I don't. I work so hard. I put all my time, my energy, my devotion into the precise carving of words.
Still, you don't seem to suffer from poverty.
With thanks to my parents, actually. I'm afraid I would not be able to live on my own without their help.
You seem embarrassed.
Someday I hope to proudly offer my first publication to my parents. Until that day, I'll remain the failure of a son they have to support.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
I have yet to have something negative.
I'll be glad
yet.
to help you if I can.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of it.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
Ouch. There's so many digs at people on this game.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me.
Alright guys, so I think I'm gonna end it right here and just kinda come back to it here soon. Mama Bear out.